How's it going, everyone? Unretired here, and today I am bringing you another build for you guys. Today it will be a Pyromancer. Not entirely used to making range or caster builds. I'm more into melee builds, tank, in your face kind of stuff like that. So this is kind of a first for me build wise. So yeah, let's take a look and see. I'll just basically show you what these are my attributes. I'm gonna go attributes first, and to show you my skills, I'll show you the devotion. Then I'll show you what gear, what I have for skills. Now, it's important to know that you don't necessarily need to have legendary gear on to make this build viable. You can totally have some greens. Depends on what it is, obviously, but we're gonna go more towards a fire-based character with some chaos damage as well, because we will have brimstone in the build. Now, like I said, it's not gear dependent. There, I mean, for weapons, I would have to say you can either go with two exterminuses. You can go for twice if you want the +2 skills altogether for a cultist, if you want more points into it. But I went for this one and for a devil's tongue. Alright, so just go for what kind of gear that you currently have, self-found, or whatever you have in your stash. Right. So moving forward, for physique, I have 1,000, so that's pretty much a 3-1-1 ratio, so it's basically almost all your points into physique. You still want to have somewhat close to 10k with gear, even if you are ranged, just in case you get hit that hard. Cunning, it's really up to you here if you want to have more bonus duration damage and physical damage. I'm at 455, whatever. And Spirit 486. Now, most of the points from Spirit will come from putting max points into Demolitionist and into Cultist. So I'll just show you Cultist then, since I am already here. Pretty self-sufficient here. It's more 12 points into Soleil's Witchfire for the attack speed, chaos damage, and percentage of vitality damage. Put 3 points into the Consecrated Blade, so it does convert 15% physical damage into chaos damage. So the more physical damage that you have, the more of that 15% is going to convert into chaos damage. It's pretty good. Now, I only put 1 point into second right. For the build, I don't think it's super amazing, especially since I will have temper. Temper is so much better to have points into maxed out compared to second right. This is just my opinion. I mean, if you love second right, go ahead and put more points into that, right? It's not set in stone. Do what you can. I put max 12 points into possession, so obviously, the 135% in chaos damage, the 25% chaos resistance, 100% skill disruption protection, 12% damage absorption. This is pretty good. I mean, it's inactive, so you need to always have it on to get that 25% chaos resistance and the rest of the damage buffs. So yeah, I will go 12 max here, 12. Blood of Drig, I always have it on. It's a damage boost. It adds offensive ability, HP per second, some acid retaliation, which is not super useful for this build, and 28% health restored. I put a couple of points into aspect of the Guardian, so I can get a bit of vitality damage, some physical resistance, and some poison acid resistance. Just enough points to actually be almost to the cap, because I don't want to put too many points into this. So this is pretty much the Cultist. Demolitionist, I put way more points. I have 4 out of 12 for Flashbang, 1 out of 12 for Searing Light. This will be using very, very often, by the way. Vindictive Flame, which is an active, so you have to activate it with 1 point into Elswin Flame. A lot of these will be 1 point wonders, because we have so many +1 skills or pluses for those skills. For these ones, Fire Strike maxed out. Explosive Strike. I don't know why. I'm not huge, big fan. I mean, the mobs die very, very quickly, so yeah. I just put 1 point into this. 12 points into Static Strike. 12 into Brimstone. I love Brimstone, especially because we are doing fire and chaos damage, so this is a must in my opinion. 1 point into Blast Shield. Okay. This is pretty self-explanatory. Resistances. 1 point into this is pretty much all that I needed because of all the pluses I have. Max into Flame Touched. The burn, the fire damage, lightning damage, offensive ability, and I put it on my healing range, so I have 25% chance when hit to heal myself. Yummy, love it. And 12 into Tempered. Okay, so this is 100% physical damage, 100% pierce damage, internal trauma, armor, all retaliation damage, so on and so forth. And last but not least, Thermite Mine. I honestly am not a big fan of this skill, but the minus resistance to fire and lightning, you can't ignore not having it. So 1 point into this, and I just put 1 point into Hellfire for the added fire and burn damage and the minus 5% chaos resistance. Now, I will have more points after I put my gear on. Now, what kind of gear do I have on? So I have a Ozman's chest guard, the leg wraps of the Tranquil Mine. I went with 2 Life Giver Signets for the life. Ozwain's shoulder guard, head guard. I have the Devil Tongue Exterminus. Whoops. Sorry, I can't put it on because I need to put my Pyroclasm Mark, which actually enables me to dual wield pistols. Alright, so make sure you put that on, or you can have Ozwain's Pyroclasm. I mean, this is not mandatory, but the +1 to skills to Demolitionist, come on, I mean, you gotta have it. If you don't have it, trading and whatnot, you gotta get it. If you don't have a Pyroclasm Mark, try to get an ammo pouch, Marauder, for a belt, because it's dual wielding, right? So I can put on both of them. For Amulet, I do have the Peerless I've burned at for the 12%. Well, depends on your roll. I have 12% crit, 99 offensive ability, HP regen, 18% elemental resistance, plus the +1 to all skills, which is great. I love it. I have a Hammerfall Girdle because I don't have the belt for +1 Demolitionist, but that's fine. It gives me +3 the Blast Shield and some resistances, so I'm happy to have it. Golemborn Greaves, mostly because of the movement speed, the health, increased armor by 9%. Then again, this is depending on the roll that you get. Physical resistance and pierce resistance. It's quite important that your resistances be somewhat capped, alright? Somewhat. Doesn't mean that has to be the entire thing, but close to 80% or above 80%, okay? For hands, I have Void Steel Gauntlets. So it's Witchfire, Cadence, resistance is, then again, attack speed, offensive, plus a 39% chaos damage. Love. I'm in love. Okay, so let's put our shit on here. Alright, so we are at close to 10k HP, and this is without attacking anything. Now we're at 2115, 1826 damage percentage. We're at 28k. Which is pretty good, especially this is a range build, so you'll be attacking and moving forward. Alright, now for Devotion, obviously you'll be putting 1 point, and then adding, then removing 1 point, and adding again, and so on and so forth. I'll just show you what I have. Full points into Viper, so if we take a look here, a lot of them will be putting resistances into your build, so it's very good. Lizard. Alright. I have a Sailor's Guide right here. Eel. I have the Panther. Okay. Now, like I said, this is a very easy Devotion build. You know, resistance, a bit of defensive and offensive ability, so kind of a hybrid-ish constellation. Alright, so we have the crane here. Sorry, I forgot to mention All points into Hawk. Empty Throne. As you can see, lots of resistances. I put 4 points into Rowan's Crown. You know, just to get here. Up to here, I'm just like, nah, that's fine. Just with the gear and everything that I have, it's fine. It's all the 4 points that I had left anyways. So yeah, there you go. I'm gonna put my flashbang into here to get Elemental Storm. Now I do have Soleil's Witchblade, sorry. Chaos damage and whatnot, and I put my Fire Strike into it, and I put all my points into Behemoth. It's not necessary to put a point here, but to get the complete constellation bonus to actually be able to do everything else, go for it. Now if this doesn't work for you, please do change it. I mean, it's not set in stone like I've mentioned. Alright, I put all my some points into Tree of Life as well. You know, health, 8% health, defense, and I have Healing Rain, which is 25% chance when hit. And I put my Flame Touch, so more active than anything else. Alright, so let's go see the build in action. I'm just gonna go run around here. I think the #1 problem with this build will be energy usage, but that's fine. I mean, you can just go like this. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh, love it. So yeah, against champion mobs and Fabius and stuff like that, it is pretty viable. I mean, you just gotta run around and whatnot. It's very easy, and as you can see, the energy was going down a lot. It does take a bit more time when tank your characters, but that's fine. As long as you put your thermite mines, they pass through it. Should be good afterwards. I'm gonna do this. There you go. It's pretty easy, guys. But as you can see, the energy usage is off the charts. You're always using energy, and I do understand that it might be very annoying, but buying potions versus face rolling, I go with face rolling. Potions are pretty cheap, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you enjoyed the build, guys. It's very simple but very enjoyable build. Check it out. Doesn't have to be the exact same thing, but make sure you have fun in the process. I'm Unretired, and I'll see you guys in the next video.